Queensland Raceway, let's have a look at it in more detail. And while it might look simple and straightforward from the outside to view, it's certainly not easy to master. Let's take a look at the raw data. 3.1 kilometres, 6 turns, average speed of about 160 kilometres an hour. In the old language, that's 100 miles an hour. The top speed here is on the back straight on the run to turn 3. Depending on where the wind's blowing, about 250 kilometres an hour. The slowest corner on the track is turn 3. It's 75 k's. Now, the trick around here is to master the problem of setup. I'm standing at turn 1. 1 and 2, both very different shapes and both very fast. 3 and 6, by contrast, are considerably slower. So the juggle, the compromise, is to try and work out how to get a setup that works on all 4 of those corners. Interestingly, the Victorian teams, the Raiders from down south, have done a better job of that in the recent past than those teams that test here at Queensland Raceway. Now, there's a twist to the story this weekend. For the first time ever in the history of the category, as we've mentioned several times already, this weekend, all teams, all weekend, will be using the Dunlop Sprint tyre. It's a softer tyre, it's a faster tyre, and that means more rubber build-up on the outside of the racetrack. So this little guy here makes a big appearance. We call them marbles. If you go off the racing line this weekend and find yourself on these things, not only will you have a heap of rubbish on your tyre, but more than likely you'll end up off the road.
2 of the better corners are turn 1 and turn 2 at Ipswich. Turn 2 is a really tricky corner. It's a big, wide, open radius corner, very fast in 4th gear. It shows up the worst characteristics of the car. So if the car's too oversteery, if the car slides too much, you can't get the car onto the back straight. A really good run will deliver 255 kilometres an hour at the end of this straight, and all these bumps are very difficult to get the car to ride over them. You'll see wheels lock, the inside front wheel will lock, and into turn 3 you've got to trail the brake all the way in. This is one of the better passing spots on the whole place.
Good pass. Can he get a turn? Good pass.
So after that great overtaking opportunity down there into 3, you're presented with another one down into 4 and 5. Now, traditionally turn 4 has been a 2nd gear corner, but I think you're going to see this weekend with sprint tyres, higher corner speed, you're actually going to see a 3rd gear corner there. Now, the other interesting point to note is this circuit is predominantly right-handers, and there's a few little tricks you do with your car with springs and corner weights to make the car work really well in a right-hander. That's going to make turns 4 and 5 very tricky because your car won't work as well there. Now, as you exit 5, you'll run down here into 6, which is yet another really good overtaking opportunity. This is a key corner. Why? Because it leads onto the main straight. Let me show you. As you come into this corner, you take a fairly early entry into the corner. But what you don't do, as a lot of people think, is hug the corner all the way around. What you do is you let the car float out wide, out here to about where I am here now. And if you look behind me, the whole idea is to get over here and be able to straighten the exit of the corner. Effectively get to this point here somewhere, you can see the dirt on the road there, and the whole purpose of that, as we said before, is to get to 100% throttle and maximise the length of that very short straight.